Yeah, yeah. Tommy G. My friends and family said that this could never be, 'cause we're so different, you'll end up leaving me. Yeah. But baby, don't you know that living in the past, a love like ours, we know it's gonna last. Smooth as chocolate. You're warm as the sun. cause we doing it our way, way. You better tell me how you doing that, no, no. It's still the warm up. Mueble mágico avec comme. Moi pas plein gaspiller ton corps. Baby, tu me côté tout place, ouvre me descendre. Cause I need your body to love. Smooth as chocolate.
On her radio. Oh, city life, living that city life. City life, living that city life. American dream. Oh, city life, living that city life. City life, living that city life. Making it in the city, doing the best you can. Oh, city life, living that city life.
I hide my tears from the crowd by smiling. I go out and spend my money so they can see me smiling. I won't let them see how you brought me down. I do my crying all alone. The tears fall down, fall down. Keeping up my front, 'cause my life went bumpy bump, like Humpty Dumpty. I had a great fall. Keeping up my front, 'cause my life went bumpy bump, like Humpty Dumpty. I had a great fall. Playing games, those kind of things, can cause you so much pain. I played around with love, now I wanna hide my face in shame. Girl, you know I'm sorry, I made a big mistake. Now I gotta keep on smiling, even though my heart aches and aches. Keeping up my front, 'cause my life went bumpty bump, like Humpty Dumpty. I had a great fall. Keeping up my front, keeping up my front. Ooh, baby, I had a great fall. It just ain't no excuse, 'cause I let my love run loose. Now I wanna make it up to you, but I guess it ain't no use. I played around and I did the town, girl, till you put me down. Now I can't let nobody know that I'm the world's biggest clown. Keep it up my front, keep it up my front. Ooh, baby, I had a great fall. Keep it up my front, keep it up my front. Ooh, baby, I had a great fall.
Esta canción se escuchará en la voz de América. Mi corazón la cantará. Soy la voz de América. Siempre he vivido aquí en este país, sangre nativo y europeo mi raíz. Con cruz y pluma en la mano te saludo, camarada. Soy de dos mundos, soy hombre marginal. Los antepasados nos dejaron un mural de gente blanco y café, rojo y negro. Esta canción se escuchará en la voz de América. Mi corazón la cantará. Soy la voz de América.
Vivo en pueblito y vivo en la ciudad. Soy campesino y soy profesional. Soy indio de las montañas, los desiertos, la reserva. A mis hermanos que fueron a luchar a tierra extraña por paz y libertad, a los que sacrificaron les doy gracias.
Esta canción se escuchará en la voz de América. Mi corazón la cantará. Soy la voz de América. Esta canción se escuchará en la voz de América. Mi corazón la cantará. Soy la voz de América.
Sí, nuestros abuelos han estado en esta tierra mucho antes de que las fronteras existieran. Siglos de colonialismo, opresión y destierro nos empujó al exilio económico. Y todavía tratando de sobrevivir en este país, somos presas de persecuciones, racismo y división. Nobody standing up, ¿dónde están los líderes? Nobody standing up, ¿dónde están los líderes?
Quiero un nuevo horizonte, de ahí seguimos pa'lante, cámara.
Esta día tan bonita, yo me siento bien. Yo te traigo una medicina para ponerte en el alma, escuchen.
Yo quiero un nuevo horizonte,
Ahí nada más.
de ahí seguimos pa'lante, cámara.
La bahía de San Francisco, linda tierra en donde nací. Por sus calles llénale ritmo lo que es la salsa rica. Aprendí.
Yo quiero un nuevo horizonte, de ahí seguimos pa'lante, cámara.
Mestizo chicano, unos me dicen mexican americano. No te confundes porque todos somos hermanos.
Esta canción se escuchará
Lo que te digo es la verdad.
en la voz de América. Mi corazón la cantará. Soy la voz de América. Esta canción se escuchará
Soy americano,
en la voz de América.
de los Estados Unidos,
Mi corazón la cantará.
de México,
Soy la voz de América.
del Caribe,
Soy la voz de América.
de Centroamérica,
Soy la voz de América.
de Suramérica.
Soy la voz de América.
Soy americano.
Hey y'all, we're gonna have a party now. Huh. We're gonna get on down to the morning light. We're gonna bump till the break of day. Everybody come on, big fun tonight. Yeah, come on, everybody come on. Big fun tonight. We're gonna party with the ladies, y'all.
To get to know you, so I could show you that I could mend your broken heart. You could make a new start if you play your cards right. You'll find love and ecstasy. Big fun, we can have it all, girl. Just say you will. Big fun tonight. Really, it will be so nice.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Yeah, baby. Let's go. What is up, everybody? How you guys doing out there on the internet? This is Marquise from the Keyse Review. How you guys doing today? Give me a 6-hand clap. Thank you guys for joining me today. Hope everybody doing good. This week has been pretty chilly, man. I've been very busy this week, guys. Like, you know, juggling 3 different positions is not the easiest way to go about things, and surprisingly, my day job been the easiest of the 3. But you know, that's what happens, man. We put on some good content. We got some other stuff that's going to be coming out. I can't wait to share with you guys. But I hope everybody is doing good out there. Hope you guys staying safe. Hope you guys are not being too cold. You know, I start drinking my coffee usually when it gets cold, so I can warm up a little bit during work and stuff like that. So that's been pretty cool. You know, a lot of news coming out, guys. This is gonna be a week of a lot of PlayStation news today. Like, we got most of this, probably over half of the segment's gonna be, or actually, I would say 3/4 of the segment is going to be about PlayStation. Like, we have a lot of PlayStation news. I'm just looking at my notes, and this is like taking over half of it. You know what I'm gonna say? You know, like, that's just crazy. But hey, that's what happened when we get some news. We got a lot of stuff to go over today. Again, thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you for joining me on my live stream. And for those of you that's just joining me for the first time, thank you. I really appreciate you guys coming on and taking time out today to support me and get some information, you know, because that's what this channel is all about, is reviewing info, basically, you know, getting information down as the news as we, you know, get it. So if you're new, do me a favor, please. I will ask for you to go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and then hit the bell notification. That'll let you know anytime I go live or upload a video. Also, if you guys are watching this video right now, if you guys can all do me a favor and hit the like button right there at the bottom of the screen. You know, if you use your smartphone, just get out of full screen mode, or, you know, turn in horizontal, and then they'll be able to, you know, hit the like button and stuff like that, you know. And I'm also got my comment section right here. So I'll see you guys comment. How everybody doing in the comment section? You guys ready for this episode? Everybody ready for the episode, yo? What? Everybody ready for the episode? What? Everybody's ready for the episode today. Let's go. Okay. Alrighty. So some of the subjects that we have today, guys. Of course, like I said, we're going to be having a lot of PlayStation news. That's going to be at the end. But I'll go over our table of contents here. We have Microsoft solves off a new Xbox commercial. And we have a little bit of news that people that has been testing out the Xbox Series X, seems like it's been overheating a little bit. AT&T comes to discontinue DSL service. They are accepting no signups. We'll go over a little bit about that. OnePlus 8T has another commercial came out, so we should have that on the slides. AMD shows off its newest their newest CPU, the Zen 3 architecture, and we'll go over a little bit about that. We have some Apple rumors today, so we'll be going over what we've been hearing about the new Apple Silicone device that's coming out, possibly in a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? And then we start with the PlayStation news. Insomniac Games adds a new face actor onto Spider-Man in the Remastered edition, and we have a little small clip for that. We also have the Sony updates for the trophy system that's been coming out. A little bit of information about the 3D Tech AudioTech Tempest engine will be available at launch, but not so much for every other device. And Sony has an ask your questions your questions answer section on the blog that we'll go over. We also have some incompatible PS4 games unveiled, and to end off, we have Sony did a teardown video, and I'll put it on here, but it was not in English. But thanks to your boy working as usual, we did some overdubs for you guys, so you guys can enjoy it in some good old English. So, are you guys ready to get started? Yeah! let's go. So let's start, guys. Let me change this slide over here. So we have, as those of you that might know, a little bit of Xbox stuff. So they actually came out with the new commercial, and it's interesting to say the least, you know, because usually when you see commercials, you want to see either a really killer, you know, commercial with some games and stuff like that. But this was a little bit different. So let me go ahead and let's play that commercial for you guys. Okay, hold on. For some reason, this thing. Why is this tripping? There we go.
What's good? Hey, hey.
Oh, la, 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 la,
Wherever shall we begin?
That was the Xbox commercial. So pretty much just went through some scenes and stuff like that, and some battle scenes. So I guess that kind of teased a few games. It was interesting that they had some Halo there, because we all know Halo has been infinitely delayed and all that good stuff. So why is my PowerPoint tripping today? There we go. It's interesting to see all the you know, all the little figments they have with going in space to like going and like going into the sea and battling and everything like that. But you know, they are preparing for the release of the new Xboxes, you know. So as you can see right over here, we have both of our Xbox systems. So we have the Series X and then the Series S right there, you know. So you know, pretty cool stuff right there. And we're not that far, guys. We're only a few weeks. We're like just about what's the date? Today's the 11th, I think. Yep, the 11th. We're just about a month away, really, from these systems coming out. So these systems gonna be coming right before we know it. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. We got some comments. Oh, Serena, how you doing, Serena? Lame Xbox commercial. It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is right there. But hey, it's coming out. A lot of people's going to be excited for this. The biggest thing is that we don't really have no big exclusives coming out on Xbox right now. So the thing that they're going to be really pushing is the Xbox Game Pass. And I mean, hey, they got some games on there. They just bought up the Zenny Media, which includes all of the Bethesda games. So all the Western RPGs you got on there. They confirmed that they're partnering up with EA Sports. So you got EA Play on there. So you can pretty much play anything on the EA Play catalog for no additional charge. So I mean, they're coming with games. We just don't know when they're going to come with a lot of new AAA titles like Halo. I think they put so much into Halo that they didn't really get like another killer IP for launch. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely see what happens with that stuff right there. But it's, you know, it's funny because we've been having these systems going out to certain people. So we've been hearing a lot of news between the PlayStation and the Xboxes getting into the hands of influencers or creators or whoever else. And there was an interesting tidbit that I've been seeing popping up on the internet a lot. So basically somebody has said that the Xbox seems to be running hot when it was in standby. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you think about it, I'm not talking about the system on. I'm not talking about the, you know, any movies playing or anything like that. I'm talking about being in a low power state mode, basically. So, this is what the first comment says. So, this guy, Giant Bomb co-host, Jeff Balcaro, I don't think I could pronounce that right. Bacalar, I think that's right. Jeff Bacalar also commented on he doing the Giants Beatcast podcast, saying, "Here's what's crazy. This was just plugged in standby mode behind me and you guys, and the entire thing is a little toasty. It seems like in the way that like a lot of other consoles was doing stuff while you was not using them, it seems like this thing might be doing something while you're not using it, to the point where it needs to exhaust heat." He also commented on the expansion card, that the expansion card on the Xbox Series X that you plug into the back, you know, the little SSD card, he said it was hot to the touch. You know, now that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because these systems are supposed to be made, you know, to have cooling at the forefront of everything. Especially, you know, Microsoft has says with their whole cooling system, how it brings air from the bottom and up through the top and exhausts the heat to the top, you know. But then Aaron Greenberg, one of the guys that works for Microsoft, he had came out and said, the console will output system heat out the exhaust just as any other consoles will. Our engineering team confirmed the heat leaving the console is not significantly different than the Xbox One. This matches my experience at home, quiet, fast, and impressive power for the size. You know what I'm saying? Now, my thoughts. Let me adjust this mic. This mic's a little off. There we go. You guys hear me okay over there? And also, I did the ultra low latency, guys. So your comments should be coming up really, really fast. You guys should also be seeing me. You're not gonna have like a 5-10 second lag. Hopefully, you know, I'm trying it again. That's probably why some of this was acting up a minute ago, because we're doing low latency with YouTube, you know. But you know, here's my thoughts about everything. This kind of skipped. So when Aaron Greenberg says, you know, the console will output system heat out the exhaust just as any other console will, okay. But we're talking about when it's in standby. So standby is not supposed to be really doing too much. It's for the exception of maybe downloading some updates, installing some games in the, you know, in the background in low power mode. The cool thing with the PlayStation 4 is that Sony was smart enough to include a low power chip inside the PS4 to do all this work. You know what I'm saying? So does that mean that the Xbox is using like their full chipset in order to, you know, be doing all this stuff? And then he said that the SSD was hot to the touch. Now, this does cause a little bit of, I won't say, now, I'm not going to say it was, oh my God, it's like a huge issue. I'm not going to say that, guys. It's a computer. It's going to get super hot. You know what I'm saying? Is made to disperse heat, and no, it has a lot more, you know, openings and a bigger fan than the Xbox One will have, you know. So what does that mean? Like, okay, like even the Series S, looking at it right now on this little B-roll, does that mean that you're gonna feel all this heat even when it's on standby? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to see how these systems is going to operate in the real world, because if it's too hot when it's supposed to be off, that's going to be cause for concern, because when your system's off or in standby, you want that system to be, you know, cool. You know, you want that to be cooling off, because you're, you know, especially if you're like, you know, me or like my boy Kevin, you know, sometimes we're on the game for hours and hours and your system's going to get super hot. When you turn it off, you want that system to cool off as quickly as possible, you know. And it's going to be interesting to see how hot. Now, I'll defend Microsoft here a little bit, and I'm going to say it's not a huge issue. I don't think it's going to be a big problem. The room could have been hot that they was in. It could have been a little bit more extra heat. And note, the system's not released yet. Usually when these consoles come out nowadays, you'll get a patch, and that's to control a lot of other stuff too. So we really have to see what happens when the console launches coming up next month in a few more weeks. Let me see. Kevin Oh, the Series X, the X series has a problem. Big surprise. You being sarcastic there. No brainer. Hot to the touch though. What if it pops like those pens, E-pens? Oh man, Microsoft's going to have a huge issue in here. Now remember, the most popular Xbox system, the Series S, the Xbox 360 had a huge heating problem, which caused the red ring of death. So let's not forget that. So we know that Microsoft is not plagued to hardware issues, but we'll definitely see what's going to go on with it. So hopefully it's not a big deal. Hopefully it's just, something that just happened one time. It's an isolated incident, and then we can go on. Anything with any electronics, not just gaming system, guys, we can expect a certain percentage to be defective right off the gate, no matter how many precautions and how many safeguards that these manufacturers put out, these companies put out. So, it's inevitable somebody's going to get one that will just overheat and they have to return and get, either exchange or get it fixed or whatever like that. But, yeah, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. That's I'm defending Microsoft a little bit on this one. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. The red ring of death, no. Well, hopefully they don't get no red ring of death, man, because that would greatly suck. You know what I'm saying? Because the red ring of death, and see, this is why I think that Microsoft sold a lot of systems initially too, is because a lot of people, instead of just going and fixing their systems, they went out and bought a new one because they didn't want to wait, a week or two for their system to get shipped out. They'll just rather go to the store, it's available at the store, go and buy it. You know what I'm saying? So I always felt like, regardless of how much the PS3 cost at the time, I always felt like a few systems sold just because of that incident right there. The red ring of death, or ROD is what they like to say, So that's that. And we're going to be moving on. So we have a little bit of social stuff. So we have AT&T, and then you see the T-Mobile right over here. There's a reason why I have T-Mobile, and I'll explain that right now. AT&T has announced that they will not be accepting any new DSL signups. So what does that mean? That means that AT&T has announced that they will be discontinuing their digital subscriber line, also known as DSL, from anybody signing up on the network. So there will be no more subscribers. Eventually, they're going to start phasing this out. AT&T has said this: we're beginning to phase out the outdated services like DSL, and the new orders for the service will no longer be supported after October 1st. This was a corporate statement that was said last week. Currently, DSL customers will be able to continue their existing service, or where possible to upgrade to our 100% fiber network. Now, there is a few issues with that, guys. So here's the thing. For most people, you can just go on to another service and stuff like that. But what if you're in an isolated area, so you're all the way out in the money grubs of places, or you're in the, like a ranch where, you don't really have telephone lines, where you got like fast broadband solutions, and this was like one of your only broadband solution, which sucked. It only did like 6 megabits per second, and that's horrible. But it's like, for AT&T to take these services away and then promote the fiber doesn't do anything for rural areas, So a lot of those was basically how can I explain this? A lot of those people will be highly disappointed with AT&T just getting rid of this. Now, I agree with AT&T to get rid of DSL. Honestly, I don't think DSL should be out there no more. It's very slow. I mean, the most you can get maybe is 50 down. And I mean, you can get that at the beginning of the cable broadband, Cable broadband is, trending up to like a gigabyte downloads for the maximum speed. Fiber is already there, and fiber can probably go 10 times faster than that in the future. That's going to be a lot of people that's not going to be happy with that, So, this pretty much leaves those rural areas with very, very little choices outside of satellite broadband, which is probably even worse than that DSL service, that is where T-Mobile is going to be coming in. So T-Mobile has announced that it will be offering its 4G LTE home internet service to over 450 cities and towns, most of them in rural areas like that. So this is what T-Mobile had to say about AT&T. We can't stand idle by while AT&T leaves potentially millions with fewer home internet options at the time when our connections to the internet is so vital for work, remote, school, connections with family or friends, and that's why we're undertaking this massive expansion. This is said by the new T-Mobile CEO Mike Sievert. The carriers and compatibility, I think that was supposed to be monopoly, has been consistently overpromised and underdevelopment when it comes to broadband access. So he's got a point there. Mike said it. This is a vital time, guys, to be losing some internet. You know, this is a very, very vital sign. With the COVID stuff happening, and we're using probably more internet than we ever used in our lives. Like, there's a lot to be said with AT&T doing this, but if T-Mobile does their little home thing, that would be cool too, because all you gotta do is set up a Wi-Fi hotspot basically to work as your router, you know. So you have that stuff come out, and here's another thing too. AT&T had data caps, so AT&T capped you to 150 gigabytes of data per month. And I can tell you, I can look on my, I can look on just my internet uses alone. And I can pass that up, especially doing the Keyse review. You know, I'm probably like 3 or 4 times that right now. T-Mobile says that they won't have any data caps. So good job, T-Mobile. And their service will be about $50 a month. I'm hearing their speeds to be more about the 15 gigs up download speeds. Initially, to start, it could be more than that. They are, you know, pumping out 5G too, so it just depends on when they can get those towers set up and their network set up for 5G operations. So, you know, people can still enjoy their internet, man, because this is a hard time to be losing out on internet stuff. I agree with AT&T leaving DSL in the dust, but T-Mobile's got a great point, and T-Mobile has an opportunity to get a lot of money right now. So, and $50 a month with no data caps, and previously you had 150 gigabytes data cap, that could be a deal, man. You know, like I think it's so stupid that these companies start going towards data caps, because we didn't hear about data caps until we start getting to like 4G, you know, 4G LTE. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stupid to have data caps, man. Like, I understand if you have to, like, you know, slow down the network, which they do anyway, regardless if you're using your home internet or your mobile internet. You know, if it's too congested, they will, you know, start slowing the networks down. But, you know, at least give the people, you know, a solution, you know, and you know, that's what it is, I guess, man. You know, that's what it is. But that's AT&T and T-Mobile duking it out, you know. So, and T-Mobile just bought Sprint. You know, that merger's complete and is active right now, and they're changing everything over. So T-Mobile has a lot of extra services, a lot of extra areas that they can reach to now, you know. And I don't know, I think they might be number one. I have to check the numbers, but they might have beat, with this merger, maybe even AT&T, how big they are. At least Verizon, I think I know for sure they beat Verizon. But it is what it is. So anyway, we are going over to some new cell phone stuff. So you guys know I've been a big fan of what OnePlus was doing. Before I got my awesome Surface Duo. This thing is beautiful, by the way. But before I got that, you know, I was kind of considering getting a OnePlus 8. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, the Surface Duo kind of won me over and everything like that. But that doesn't mean that this is not a good phone. You know, the Duo is not really for most people. It's very expensive. It's got a lot of extra stuff to it. They're, I think, has the possibility to start really, really challenging Samsung and Apple on a big scale. Let me see what we got going on. T-Mobile's my favorite. Yeah. A lot of people love T-Mobile. My only beef with T-Mobile is that there's some areas where their access just absolutely sucks, and it's like, But again, they got Sprint, so that's gonna be changing real soon, and all that stuff's been handled all through the FAA it's a official goal. They've done the commercials months ago. You know, we can be seeing a completely different T-Mobile real soon. The only thing is that they have to get everything over to CDMA because Sprint was mostly a GSM network, and those are two different technologies. But yeah, let me see. They got good customer service and extras. And then I guess you talk about the phone. It's all right. The Surface Duo. Boy, you was taking photos last time I remember. Let's see. Jania Wyatt says T-Mobile all day. Jeanette Henderson, how you doing, Jeanette Henderson? So anyway, let's go ahead and let me blow this up for full screen. We'll go ahead and watch this commercial real quick. So that was a quick commercial, but that just basically sold the whole design of the OnePlus 8T. That thing's gonna be fast. I'm hearing that guy. Oops, let me change the screen. I'm just talking and didn't change to the right screen. There we go. OnePlus. What am I trying to say? The OnePlus 8T is said to have an 865 plus, just like the Samsung Note and the Samsung S20. It's said to have all-day battery life. They're calling this the Ultra phone. So this is their flagship device. Like, this is their top, and they are still expected to beat Samsung and Apple on the prices of smartphone. Now, note, the 8 launched about, I want to say $700 that the 8 launched. And it had almost all the features that the Samsung one had and Apple had. They had the triple cameras in there. They had the fast processors, you know. I'm not sure if they're going to have wireless charging on it. They might not have wireless charging, but they're touting, I think, their ultra fast charge or something they called it. I got to look through my notes again and see what they called it. But they're touting that they can fully charge the phone in about an hour. So it's going to be like a 65-watt charger, which is freaking ludicrous to hear from a cell phone, you know, from a smartphone. So, I mean, we're going to be watching out to see what OnePlus does, honestly. And honestly, I think everybody should be looking towards OnePlus. I'm just being realistic, guys. Like, OnePlus is really a great value. We're starting to see more and more of their devices coming over to the US. The Nord's not over here yet. The Nord, I've been watching. The Nord hopefully will come. It's probably going to be like the Nord 5G or anything like that. But, you know, hopefully they can get those phones over here, because the Nord's only like $500. And a lot of people said the performance on the Nord was great. You know, so can you guys imagine a $500 smartphone with the performance that, you know, rivals most smartphones? And these $500 category phones is, you know, coming out great, but you know, that's a talk for another day. The AT is gonna be, I think, that device that really changed the minds for your average smartphone consumer. So that's OnePlus, never settle, baby. So hey, good job, OnePlus. We will be watching and seeing everything. Let me see. Michelle said, thing is, once they get to the US, the price will shoot up. Actually, no, that's false. For OnePlus, the price always stayed the same. It's always stayed at $700 for that flagship. So OnePlus, the way that OnePlus was started, and maybe I'll do like a little video on it, is that they was going to sell phones at a way cheaper price than everybody else. Note, when you're buying a smartphone, most smartphones only cost about $200 to $300 to manufacture. You know, now your Samsungs and your Apples, that's going to be more along the lines of $400, $400 or $500, but you're still paying $1,100, $1,200 for these smartphones. You know, and if you're running right, they got so many commercials out, they're probably using some of that money, you know, that you're paying, some of that pure profit, just to do commercials and marketing and everything like that. But OnePlus has been knocking out the park with prices, you know. So I would say for everybody that might be in the market for a new smartphone, look out for this, because this should be showcasing in a few days. I may do a stream on it. I got to see what day it is. I forgot what day the stream's going to be. So I may do a stream on it. But OnePlus, man, has been very, very impressive. And I don't put anything past what they can do. And they're becoming more and more popular every day. They're really, really big in the Asian market, especially with India. They probably love OnePlus more than Samsung or Apple, honestly. So they're really, really, really huge with the OnePlus brand. So let me see what's it. Our country is greedy and always seem to find a way to tack on more money. Well, they get taxes, but we have the whole political subjects coming, which reminds everybody to go vote. I got my voting pamphlet this week, guys, so make sure you vote. And I don't like to talk politics on the Keyse review, but I will say this: we need to change. So make sure you go out there and vote, guys. If you got your mail ballots, give that in as soon as possible. Do not wait. Let's not wait for this. Let's go ahead and vote so we can keep on enjoying the things that we're enjoying. One of the reasons why, to your case, Michelle, is why we're paying more is because the president has enacted a what you call those things? It's a I can't think of the word right now, but where you charge another country money, but they charge one of those, and that gets charged back to America. So that's why we have to pay more money. I'll remember the word eventually through the thing I talk about all the time. I forget about it. So, but anyway, that's that. Now we're going over to some compute news. We have AMD has unveiled their Ryzen card. So this is something that we've been waiting for a long time. So are you guys ready to see the chip? Let's do a draw. There it is, guys. The new Ryzen chip. So just in case you're wondering who this person is, for those of you that don't know, this is the CEO of AMD, Dr. Lisa Su. And I've been a huge fan of hers. She's been turning around this company since day one, since she got in the office. She did lose a couple of, she lost Raja Koduri, which is, now at Intel, but hey, they got a lot of other stuff. So these guys have showcased their new Zen 3 based processors. So this is called the Ryzen. This is a 5000 series, and they are claiming a lot of stuff. So as you're going to see in the next slide right here, so you have these photos of they have a picture of the catch. So for those of you guys that don't know what the catch is kind of like a small storage area that capture information between the processor and mostly the RAM most of the time. To go back and forth. It's kind of like a buffer, so it buffers the information before it sends it out and then capture it when it comes in. Typically, you have usually there's 3 levels. So you have your L1 catch, which is small but super, super quick. It's like, quick. That's all I can explain it as. Then you have your level 2, and then you have your level 3. Your level 3 is not the fastest catch, but it's your biggest and usually one of your most important catches, because that's the catch that usually is in between everything. So typically what AMD did is that they split them up between cores. So you see there's 4 cores right here, and then they split up the catch right here in the middle between those 2 cores, and then it will have to go through their fabric network to reach these other cores in the other catch. So what they did was, for the Zen 3 layout, is that they made one big catch. So instead of having dual 16 megabyte catch, they added one big, large 13 megabyte catch. So what that means for you guys is that you should get a lot better response out your PCs and everything like that. This will be able to capture data faster, be able to go in and out a lot better, all that good stuff, and interoperability between the cores will be a lot better. They can all fetch information without having to take an extra step. Less steps to take usually is more, efficient. So anyway, they offer up to 16 cores, 32 threads, and the top processor is going to have 72 megabytes of cache for the top of the line 5950X. They also have the 5900X, which offers up to offers up to 26% generational uplift in gaming performance with 8 cores and direct access to that 32 megabyte cache. So this right here is your 5900X, you know. So if you guys like gaming on your PC, this is maybe something to think about, you know. And you can see in the slide down here, reduction in efficient memory latency. So that's going to be huge, guys, huge, especially if you're gaming. That's going to be huge, you know. Zen 3 offers up to 20% in performance instruction per clock increase performance compared to the prior generation. So that means how many instructions that the processor can take at one time. When you send out something or when a program requests something, how fast can it, you know, fetch that information and spits it back out, basically, you know. We have over here some slides. So we have the performance differential right here. So you can see from their last generation to their new generation right here. So, you know, this is like 28% more. This is 29% more with Far Cry. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is a popular game. Look at that, 29%, which is big because that's I hear it's a pretty demanding game right there. Total War, I don't know that game, but 13% increase. So, according to AMD, these processors should be pretty fast, you know, and it should be very efficient. Now, we'll see what happens when they get out to the wild. And we will see what kind of, how would it stack up against the upcoming Intel chips. Intel is going to be coming out with the new Rocket Lakes, which is their 14 nanometer, the last 14 nanometer process. But they're saying that they can get clock speeds at over 5 gigahertz, just base, which is ludicrous. I've been waiting to see something like this come out for processors to have that 5 gigahertz clock, you know. So we'll see what AMD does. But here's the prices to their processors and everything like that, and all the specs. So I can see their the top of the line one right here. So like I said, 16 cores, 32 threads, 105 watts. It will be running up to 5 gigahertz boost clock, but 3.4 normal clock. 72 megabytes in total cache space, and it has a price tag of $800. So they touted this one as a very high-end gaming processor, or for like people like me that's content creators, you know, that streams, make videos and stuff like that, music, all that good stuff. Then you have the 5900X. So you have that guy, 105 watts as well, 4.8 gigahertz boost with a 3.7 clock. So this is interesting that this one's going to be clocked a little bit higher. I'm not sure if that was a mistake. I checked AMD's actual website and that's what it said. So I'm guessing because it has a few less cores, so this has 12 cores instead of 16 cores, why it probably clocked higher because it can use the same thermal power that the 5950 can use. So that's going to have about 70 megabytes of cache, and that one's going to have a price tag of $550. Then you have the Ryzen 7 series with 8 cores and 16 threads, 105 watts still. This one can go up to 3.8 base frequency with a boost of 4.7, 36 megabyte total cache, and that has a price tag of $450. And then you have the Ryzen 5 5600X, 6 core, 12 threads. That will have 65 watts with of thermal power, and then 4.6 on the boost, 3.7 on the base frequency, 35 megabytes total cache. And this one will come with a cooler, and that will be a very budget friendly price at $300. All these processors are slated to come out about November the 5th, 2020, if it does not get delayed. And they are saying that it's really you know, next generational. So they say it's next level. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what these things can do, man. But good job, AMD. Drink some water right quick. You know, AMD's been on a tear, man. And if you guys looking for a new computer, these processors could definitely be right there, you know, out there with your next computer, inside your next computer, I meant to say. But we'll see with that, you know, with that Zen 3 architecture. We also had a couple of news. I should have put that other slide. I didn't get a picture. I couldn't really find a picture, honestly. But they said that they are hard at work already on a Zen 4 architecture. So now, this architecture, the Zen 3 and what the Zen 2 was on a 7 nanometer process. So that's the size of the transistors that's inside of the chips. So to go down to a 5 nanometer means you can fit more cores in it, and it will sip energy even better, with give you better power performance. There's a lot of stuff you have to do, so you have to make sure you don't have like leakage and stuff like that. So you don't want basically leakage when transistors are that packed together and that small. You can have leakage from another transistor that can wreak havoc. So we'll see how they control all their gates and everything like that. But they said they already at work on the Zen 4 architecture, 5 nanometer process. And I didn't have to slide, but Dr. Lisa Su has teased the big Navi event that's going to be coming out on October 28th. I gotta check what day that is. I'm not sure if it's Tuesday, but if it's Tuesday, I'll live stream it. But they're going to have their new graphics card. So see, I held it up. Actually, let me see. Maybe I can find it online real quick. Let's just go ahead and bring it up real quick. Let me open up my real browser. Let me see if I can pull it out. And we'll go, I'll close this one. I only need one page out. Close that. And let's see, AMD RX 6000. Let me see yeah, here we go. Here's a picture right here. So we'll show this off. So here's a picture of the RX 6000. So that's a pretty beefy looking graphics card right there. And it says to do everything you do. 4K gaming, you can do augmented reality, virtual reality from what I'm hearing. They're saying something, I'm not sure if it says in maybe this article, I'm just pulling it out the blue. But they have also said that they have like some kind of infinity catch, which will help improve memory performance and everything like that with these graphics processors. But we'll know more later on this month. What AMD got in store on the graphics side. So they have their full line of new processors and graphic processors out by the fall, and it's gonna be interesting. So hey man, good job. So for those Apple fans out there, we have some Apple rumors. So where did I go? Maybe I didn't push it. So we got some Apple rumors coming out. So we are hearing that Apple is going to be coming out with a new computer next month in November. Now note, in a few days on the 14th, which is 3 days away, they are going to be having their new event. So with their new event, they had promoted something fast as far as processing speed and stuff like that. Now, I said it was the iPhone, but in the back of my head, I have to keep thinking that the iPhone's not going to be the only thing that they showed off in this event. They're going to be unleashing their laptop, guys. And what I'm hearing is that they are unveiling this guy again. So let me bust this up into full screen mode. I'm going to do another drum roll if you guys don't mind. So let's go ahead and boost this guy up. And then drum roll, please. They got their MacBook that is rumored to be coming back. So that is the word that is on the street. How plausible is this? I'm gonna say this is extremely plausible. They're not gonna just sell iPhones in this event, guys. They've been touting around their Apple Silicon, and they've been talking about this A14 chip, which is probably gonna be a souped up version of this guy. And they want to start coming out with products as soon as possible. So for their first computer to be a MacBook, and this is just an old MacBook, so don't think it's nothing new, guys. This is just an old picture I took. For them to include a new processor, the Apple Silicon and MacBook is going to be pretty interesting. We're going to really see what they have in store as far as coming out with a very, very energy efficient notebook, something that can last almost all day, 20-hour battery life, which is very, very hard to achieve with today's battery technology. I can tell you that. So I got some notes here. Apple ARM-based Apple Silicon MacBook is rumored to launch in November. This will be based off of the A14 Bionic chip that is used in the upcoming 4th generation iPad Air and iPhone 12 family. Rumor says it's going to have 12 cores, which is 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. I'll tell you that in a minute. And it should come in the form of a 12-inch MacBook Revival. Should be weighing about 2 pounds and have about 15 hours of battery life. Now, let me get to some of the specs, and I'll actually pull up right here. Here's some of the rumors that I got on the internet this week. So, the new Bionic A14 chip, 12 cores, 12-inch screen, 2 pounds, 15 to 20 hours of battery life. This is going to be the most interesting part, at least for me right here. So, 4 cores, performance cores, 8 efficiency cores. So you might be wondering, what does that mean? So, say if you're on your laptop, especially when you're on the battery, right? Or you're not doing much, nothing, maybe watching a couple of movies or some YouTube videos, watching the Keyse review, watching the Keyse review on your MacBook. It's going to be using those 8 efficiency cores. It will essentially set these cores off right here so you can save battery life. So if you guys, if I can relate them to anything, you know how some cars shut off the engine or shut off some of the cylinders in order to save gas? That's kind of what this is doing right here, So, it will use those 8 efficient, those cores. Now, if you're doing something heavy like content creation and playing video games, stuff like that, that's when those 4 cores are going to wake up and it's going to give you the extra performance, Now, I'm not sure if you can use the 4 cores with the 8 cores. I'm not sure if they got something with that, but that would be very, very interesting to see how these things work. Because now, note, that's what Tiger Lake has. That's what Intel Tiger Lake has right now. And Apple just left Intel to make their own Apple Silicon. So that's crazy that they left at the time where Intel was basically coming out with something similar around the same time. But we all know that Apple want to have more control over everything that they have hardware wise. So this is why they kind of went on with that stuff, So that's that's what Apple's doing, man. They're coming out with the new stuff, and that's the rumor I got. So Apple, that's all. Like we're gonna be knowing in 3 days, guys. So next week's segment is probably gonna be very, very heavily very, very heavy on Apple. We're going to be announcing a whole lot of Apple stuff, guys, So we'll see what happens with that, But hey, let's see what the world turns in the Apple universe, right? Cool, guys. How you guys doing in the chats? Let me see. Let me read. I missed a couple of chats. Vote. Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely vote, guys. Definitely vote. Nice to vote. Actually, I should start putting that in my ticker to vote and stuff like that. So I'll probably put that in for next week's. But anyway, let's move on to our last big subject, and we're just going to name this the Sony PlayStation subject because that's basically what it is. There has been a lot more than even what I put in this segment. A lot of PlayStation news, guys, and it's just it was crazy the amount of news that we got in the week. We got everything. We got how it's going to work with the PlayStation 4 games on the PS5, how the PlayStation Network's going to work to redesign trophies, all that good stuff. Even how to take it apart. We even got a teardown video at the end, guys. So let's get to it. Our first subject is Spider-Man, baby. So you guys know that there's going to be a Spider-Man games at launch. So you're going to have Spider-Man Miles Morales coming out at launch. If you get the Ultimate Edition, you can also get Spider-Man Remastered. Spider-Man Remastered is a classic off the PS4 game, Spider-Man. The cool thing is with this game is that it's going to be on PS4 and PS5. And you should be, from what I'm hearing, I think I should have these in the notes too, but you should be getting a free upgrade to Spider-Man if you go from the PS4 to the PS5. If you buy the remastered version, there's no additional charge. So good job, Sony, for helping some people save some money. You know what I'm saying? And we actually do have a little teaser trailer, or actually some gameplay actually. So this is going to be the game that's going to be in 4K, that's going to be in boost mode on the PlayStation 5. So I'll go ahead and blow this up on the big screen, and then you guys enjoy the video.
Hello? Parker! Just in time to celebrate.
Celebrate? Wait. Where are the arms? Oh, wow. So cool. But how did you...
Intracranial neural network. Neurotransmission speeds under 1 nanosecond. Faster than signals travel inside the brain. Never mind to an external prosthesis. We did it, Peter. No one can take this away from us.
Amazing.
And your work on the neural web was the key.
But we haven't even tested it yet. There's so much we don't know.
It works beautifully. Come on, take a look.
PlayStation.
So that was a little bit of a teaser, guys, right there. Now, for those of you guys that has played Spider-Man already, you guys might notice something. You guys might notice that that's a different guy that's playing Peter Parker over here, right? This guy right here. That's a different guy, right? So it's crazy that they just switched the actors around. So, and let me see, we got some activity here on the chat. Kevin says, dope, love it. Michelle says, very realistic. Yes, this is when we're gonna really see some realistic stuff, guys. And no, these are not really cutscenes. These are all in engine graphics. So these are the actual graphics that you have that's gonna be showing up on the PlayStation. And note, especially if you're just looking at a cell phone or just a 1080p screen, it's gonna look even better than this when you go to 4K. But that's where we got. So one of the guys, James Stevenson, that's one of the community managers of the game, he had came out and said this: in order to bring the best performance to the players with our next generation Marvel Spider-Man games, we have recast the face of Peter Parker. We love working with John. These names. We love working with John Bumbiak on the original game. However, to get a better match to Peter Parker, Spider-Man actor Yuri Laurel's facial capture, we have cast Ben Jordan to be the face model for Peter Parker on the PS5 console. He looks incredible in game, and Yuri's movement performances takes on a new life. So you basically have two actors playing Peter Parker. So you have the guy that's doing all the moves, which is going to be your basically your Daredevil, and then you got the guy that's doing all the face animation and stuff like that, talking and all that good stuff. So why they made the change? According to them, they wanted a better performance. So I guess they wasn't really satisfied with the last Spider-Man. Maybe who knows why Sony makes these moves. Let me see. Kevin says, still awesome. Makes no difference to me. Yeah, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I've seen some people on Twitter start complaining about it. But honestly, guys, it's like, how many times have you got something changed in a movie? Take Iron Man, for instance. Iron Man. We had, on there. Why can't I remember nobody's names? Somebody help me out. We had, on Iron Man. Why can't I think of his name? Terrence Howard. We had Terrence Howard that was supposed to be the general, right? And then all of a sudden we get Don Cheadle. Like, how does that happen? Like, you go from Terrence Howard, to Don Cheadle. They're nothing the same at all. Nothing. They don't look nothing the same. And they just changed that actor. There was some some battles going back and forth between Terrence and Robert Downey Jr. in production or something like that. But it's like, You know, if you're gonna change, get somebody that looks somewhat alike. You know, that's almost like the Fresh Bitch of Bel Air. We had dark skinned Aunt Vivian, then we had sort of light skinned Aunt Vivian. It's like, you know, it's like, man, like what's up with that? But you know, for this game, I don't think it's gonna be a huge difference. Kevin says he looks like Tom Holland. Yeah, I think that could be it too. They could be trying to get somebody that looks closer to Tom Holland. You know, that could be very, very true, because that's the first thing I said. I thought that was Tom Holland at first, actually, when I first looked at it. I like, oh, they changed him. He looks like Tom Holland, you know? Kevin says it was all salary. Oh, probably talking about the French Prince. It was all salary based. Same with Unveiled. It could have been. It could have been. Yeah, Terrence Howard was, yeah, that was money too, honestly. Yeah, because I think Terrence Howard wanted like 20 million. Rich, to play Rhodey for 20 million? Nah, like, you know, Robert Downey was barely getting that, and he's the main actor. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's what they gave us, you know. Now, if you go over and we read this, some of the features that the game's gonna have. So, no, this is a remastered version of the PS4 hit. So they said that the game will also have performance mode that will offer 60 frames per second. Game will also take advantage of the solid state drive, and if you want, you can turn on the subway scenes, the subway low scenes that everybody loved. And when I mean love, I mean hated. It's going to have spatial 3D audio, haptic feedback, and triggers. A new photo mode that that's included in the Miles Morales game. So the new photo mode that's going to be in the new main game is going to be in a remastered game as well. The PS4 version will include a free upgrade to the PS5 version, and a paid upgrade for the game costs $50, with the ultimate version costing about $70. So that's some good prices. So hey, that's not a bad deal, guys. You know, and it's funny because like I've been hearing on the internet, and it's just like I don't understand people sometimes. I don't know if it's just me, but there's a lot of people like, oh, everything should just be free. They should automatically just let it upgrade. Guys, it costs time and money. Yes, we know Sony is a huge company. We know Marvel's another huge company, and we know they got money off the yin yang. But it still takes a lot of the bigger they are, the more expensive it's going to cost to do these things. You know, especially since we're in a world where we want everything now. I've been hearing so many people like, oh, everything should just be a free upgrade, blah blah blah. You know what? When I go to other people's job and I ask to get a discount or get something for cheaper or stuff like that, people are, oh, no, you can't. You got to pay regular price, blah, blah, blah. So why go to these game companies and expect everything to be free? Like, I don't understand it, man. Like, you got to pay, you got to pay. If you don't like it, don't pay. Don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a cost. It sucks, but everything has a cost, man. But what is the cost when you're enjoying yourself? We don't have that much time on this earth to enjoy ourselves, guys. So, hey, if they ask for a few dollars, you know, hey, you want to get the ultimate version, you know, we'll give it to you for $40-50. Pay, you know, it's, you know, as long as you enjoy yourself, you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing I think we have to take away from this. Enjoy yourself, make sure you love what you're purchasing, and then go from there, you know? But outside of that, I think this is going to be amazing, because I never really played more than like a little snippet from the Spider-Man game. So this might be, depending if I can secure a PS5 pre-order, this might be a day one purchase for me, because this, I think this is going to be one of the main games. I know Godfall's coming out. Godfall's going to be a time exclusive for the PlayStation before it comes out on the Xbox, among a few other games. I think Gran Turismo is going to be a launch title, but it's not going to come out day one. It's not going to be a day one title. But I do think that, you know, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and if you get the Ultimate Edition where you get the Spider-Man Remastered, it's going to be a great value, especially for those people that did not play the full Spider-Man game like I haven't. So I would love to see what happens with that. You know, I would love to see more. And again, just like the Xbox series, we don't have to wait long, guys. This console is launching on what? I think the 13th. Help me out, Kevin. I think it launches on the 13th, right, for the system. So we're not that far away from the launch of these systems. We're like basically a month away from launch on these two systems. So I just gotta try to secure a pre-order. I'm hearing that Sony's supposed to be coming with the third rounds of pre-orders, and then we'll go from there. And Kevin said, "Yes, sir." I'm loving this. These new or this fast ultra low latency, guys. How you guys liking the low latency? I can see you guys. I can see you guys chats a lot faster, man. Like usually when I talk about a subject, it'd be like a good 10-15 seconds before I see you guys comment on something, you know. Let me see. Tristan says, "Wonder if they would still cast Howard as War Machine." Not for the game. Not for the game. They usually have different actors for the game. Kevin, he talking about the pre-orders. Good luck, better get to church and start praying. Already prayed, Kevin. Already prayed. So, because I did do the email. Sony said do an email, but see, I think I hate to harp on this, but you guys just reminded me something. This goes back to all the stupid retailers getting all giddy and stuff like that. And when Walmart's like, "Oh, we're gonna do our pre-orders now," then Amazon was like, "Yeah, let's do our pre-orders too." And then Best Buy like, "Hey, we don't even count them out. Let's do our pre-orders too." Everybody started doing pre-orders without even knowing the amount of PlayStation 5s they was going to get. And that took up a lot of the supply. So there was a review, and you can kind of still take this for the grain of salt, but I'm hearing about 70% of the pre-orders, at least for most people that was interviewed, was a PlayStation 5. That's a significant amount of pre-orders, considering that we're including both the Xbox Series consoles on that and the NVIDIA GeForce graphics cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of pre-orders. And these companies I'm sorry, y'all was stupid for just, going out and doing these pre-orders. Like, get the details first. Sony had even said, like, "Oh, we're not going to do the pre-orders today, we're going to do it tomorrow." So all the retailers would have got contacted the next day, and they would have had the proper stuff to release probably at midnight. And nobody did that. All the big retailers, and it's funny too, because these are big corporations, guys, multi-billion-dollar corporations. And, "Oh, let's just do the pre-order." And then when they got the actual numbers from Sony, it's like had to start sending emails out. "Oh, well, you might not get a PlayStation 5 at launch." Like, come on, guys. GameStop, I ain't forgotten about you either, GameStop. All you fools should have been in control of doing those pre-orders. There's no way that you guys should have just been launching out them pre-orders, man. So, let me see. Kevin said, "I dig the latency." Yeah, the ultra low latency, because I did ultra low latency about a couple of months ago, and it didn't seem to work out that great. People was having problems. So, of course, with things now, so far, most of my technology is going smooth here at the house. Everything's been going real good. So I figured out, try it again, and it looks like it's working pretty good. So you can't do 4K, but I don't have a 4K camera anyway. I was looking at some cameras, because eventually I'm gonna be upgrading the cameras. I'm gonna upgrade these lights, so definitely gonna be upgrading those next. The lights is not that expensive, probably a couple of hundred, but the camera, the new camera, guys, I'm gonna be streaming on. There's a couple, man, it's gonna hurt as far as my pocket. So, if you guys could get some more people on the Keyse review, get some people on the Patreon, I'll really, really appreciate it, because I'm gonna need the money to upgrade equipment pretty soon. So I'm gonna try to be. I'm looking to upgrade possibly in a few months, probably right after the holiday season. I would love to upgrade this camera, get an actual DSLR camera to stream. I got to get a capture card for that. Eventually I'm gonna get a better microphone too. I want to get a better microphone and stuff like that, because again, I want this channel to be big. Even the space that I'm in. Hopefully by next year we're gonna be having a different space, a better space where I can add some more stuff in the background. Even though I do have some stuff planned, got some ideas of planned behind here that I want to do too. So be looking out for stuff on that on some of my future videos. So anyway, let's move on. Sony has updated the trophy system on PlayStation. So now, for those of you that plays the games, the trophy system is basically kind of like rewards for unlocking certain things and beating certain levels in the game, beating the game, going back in the game, replaying it again, stuff like that. So trophy system, I never was like a huge fan. I forgot what level I was even on, to be honest, with my trophies. I just was on it last night. But the cool thing is they said the trophies will be a lot easier to get this time around. So you know what? That's automatically going to get a hand count. So as you see, they're completely redoing the levels. And no, this is going to start rolling out today, guys. So you're going to start seeing this on your PS4. So you're going to start seeing the trophies and stuff. And look at the designs too. So the Bronx, here's a new trophy level. So Bronx, level 1 through 99. This is the second level Bronx, 100 to 200, basically. And then the top Bronx level is going to be 200, basically 299. Then silver is going to start when you get to level 300. The middle section is 400, 499, and then the top level of silver is going to be 500 to 599. You can go gold if you go to 600 to 699, 700 to 799 for the middle of it, and then 800 to 998. That's a big gap right there compared to the other ones. But 800 to 998 for the top gold. And then if you're platinum, you had 9,900. I'm sorry, you had 999. I don't think I'll ever get to platinum because I've been so busy. Like if I had time to play games all day, I'll probably be trying to go for it, try to go for a lot more platinum trophies in the games. But yeah, I can't, I don't have the time, unfortunately, But if you guys are on certain levels, let me see, Kevin says I'm level 12. Now note, if you're like level 12, you could be boosted up to like level like 100 or 200, something like that. They're going to be boosting a lot of people's levels. So I don't know to what extent, because there's been a lot of stuff that's been said, and I don't want to say it and get you guys any wrong information on the trophies. But most likely you will be boosted up once the new trophy system fully rolls out. So your level that you have right now, Kevin, is probably going to be different from the levels that you will be having in the next couple of days. So be watching your PlayStation accounts for the trophy system, okay? So I think that's a neat little upgrade to get you, just in time for the PlayStation 5, and kind of gets us excited. We got some new stuff coming out, so that's always a good time right there, all that good stuff. So, and I need some more water. I gotta get me a bigger mug, guys. I think let me drink some. I think I'm gonna get a Keyse review mug to drink, a big mug. Get one made. What you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see a Keyse review mug that I can put some water in so I can drink it. So that's that for the trophy system, guys. Let's move on. So let's go over, and then we have a little bit of B-roll right here, and we got some comments. We have Sony has announced a lot of information. So they have said that Sony has been announcing the Tempest 3D AudioTech, which we all know the AudioTech is the big thing with the audio chips and everything like that. That's going to be compatible with the headsets at launch, but it's going to be only with headphones, with headsets. So now, if you like me, you got surround sound center, it's not that big of a deal, honestly. But if you got headphones or you're just playing everything out the TV speakers, could be a huge deal. So here's what we got. So Sony says that the Tempest 3D actually, let me bump this in big screen so you guys can read along with me while I'm thinking about it. So Sony has says that the 3D Tempest, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. The Tempest 3D AudioTech is compatible with headsets at launch, which TV speakers results coming in later. Sony says headphone audio is currently the gold standard for 3D audio on the PlayStation 5, as Mark Cerny has mentioned in his Road to PS5 talks in March. We're also in the process of working on virtual surround sound through speakers that are built into the TVs. Although TV speakers virtual surround sound won't be available on launch day for the PlayStation 5, it's still a feature that we are extremely excited about, and our engineers are hard at work on bringing the PS5 into the future. In the meantime, I'm happy to say that you'll be able to enjoy the PS5 Tempest 3D AudioTech through your compatible headphones in many PlayStation 5 games. Some of the PS5 games with 3D audio features included Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, Astro's Playroom, Gran Turismo 7. I can't wait for that game, by the way. Gran Turismo 7, guys. Returnal, Destruction of All-Stars, Demon's Souls, Ratchet & Clank, Drift Apart, Sackboy, A Big Adventure, Horizon Forbidden West, Resident Evil Village, and many, many others. Man, so it's like I already forgot about Demon Souls, Returnal, Gran Turismo. Well, I said Gran Turismo 7, Ratchet and Clank. Man, talking about a launch lineup, guys. Launch at least within the first month. That's pretty cool. Let me see. Kevin said, "Get your ass a big Keyse review mug." I think I'm gonna do that. I actually was already looking. Also looking at a shirt, so you could be seeing. I'm still trying to figure out who I'm gonna go with some shirts. Also, if you're Patreon members, I know I got one so far. One Patreon signature, a techie signature member. I'm working out on some t-shirts. Now with Patreon, what they said is that you can get a t-shirt if you stay on like 3 months. So I'm still trying to review that and see how good it is. But I am currently designing the Keyse review shirts, guys. So so be looking out for that. I'm not sure when I'm gonna come out with it, but I will be unveiling some shirts, and it's gonna be exclusive to techies. So that's that. Now moving on. So we have Sony had came out with your questions answered section in the PlayStation blog this week. They had announced a lot of stuff that a lot of people has been asking about, and you guys can see it here. I'm gonna go ahead and blow this up onto the big screen right now, so you guys can read along with me instead of just seeing my face all day. Even though we know everybody loves to see my face, right? But this is basically what they had to say. And excuse me, let me drink some water. Man, talking a lot makes my voice hoarse and the weather's changing. Maybe I'll try to drink a little bit of coffee next time too. Or maybe I'll have to ask some of my singer friends what they use when they have to lubricate their voices and stuff, But anyway, let's go ahead and read on. So Sony has a your question answer section. So check this out, guys. 99% of the PlayStation games will be compatible from the PS4 onto the PlayStation 5. And Kevin said yes. All PS4 games that takes advantage of the PS5 in some sort. So every single PS4 game, when they get upgraded or just played basically on the PS5, you will see some sort of benefit on it, even if there was nothing extra made for it. The PlayStation 5 with the Ultra Blu-ray disc drive can play PS4 discs. So you'll be able to play a PS4 game straight off the disc drive on a PS5. You will see your PS4 game library when you log into the PS5. So, if you got the PlayStation Network, it should be all good right there. You will select PS4 games. We'll see increased loading speeds on the PS5, and we'll have game boost. Other titles will get dynamic resolution up to 4K. So that part right there, guys, that you guys see where it says increased loading speed. So first off, with the SSD is way fast. It's not even close. Way faster than an HDD, a hard drive, regular hard drive. You're going to be seeing those speeds a lot faster on the PS5. Now, I'm going to guess every game that's going to be a PS4 game on a PS5 game on the PS5 system will see an increase in loading of some sort if you put the game on an SSD. Like even upgrading your PlayStation 4 to like a hybrid drive, which I have, or an SSD drive, will automatically boost your loading time. So you have certain load times and stuff like that. And then I would love, it says other games will get boost. So the games that's like, the Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man, those will have a game boost, which Spider-Man is going to have an upgrade to PS5, so you might as well just get the upgrade. Other titles will get dynamic resolution up to 4K. So you should see some games that even basically get scaled up to 4K. So that will be pretty cool. Let me see. Warm water with lemon and honey, or water with lemon helps too. Of course, there's other remedies. Yeah, I might try that because I'll be talking so much on the Keyse review. Yeah, I'll be drinking water like crazy to keep my voice down. Not to get like raw, that raw feeling. But anyway, let's keep on reading. Some games, and this is one. Now, this one is what I'll be looking at right here. Some games will take advantage of the PS5's new UX feature. So this is going to be like their menus and stuff like that that we haven't seen yet. So I'm wondering if Sony's going to be unveiling this pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be pretty interesting. You will be able to play your PlayStation 4 VR games as well. Now, here's the requirements. So there are requirements for the VR. You have to have, obviously, the VR headset. It's not a VR without that. You must use a DualShock 4 or the PlayStation Move controller. So you cannot use the DualSense control. You must have the DualShock 4 or a PlayStation Move controller where they require it. There is the PS. You have to use the PlayStation camera for the PS4, and then you have to get the PS adapter cable, which is no additional charge. So I'm hearing that you should be able to email Sony and they just mail you the cable for free, basically. Which is pretty cool, you know, because a lot of people are complaining about Sony's charging, but they're giving you a cable for free, and we all know people usually charge like $20-$30 for an adapter, you know. The DualSense and the AC camera is not compatible with the PlayStation VR, so don't expect the DualSense and the new HD camera to be compatible. Remote play is still available on the PS5, so if you have, like me, the Vita, I still play my Vita. Or you have like your cell phone where you have the remote play on your cell phone, your smartphones. Remote play is still available, so you should be able to play that. Now, if that's just PS4 games or PS5, I'm guessing this is going to be both. You know, you can use it to do remote play. Here's something that's cool too. You can do your game transfers from the PS4 to the PS5 through LAN cables or Wi-Fi. So, I'm guessing that you can be able to do this over the network or something like that, which is pretty cool for people that don't want to do it manually, you know. USB storage can be added to the PS5 with PS4 games. So if you have, like I have an external hard drive, or it's actually a SSD, a small SSD. Oh no, was it? No, it's a hard drive. I'm mistaken. It's a hard drive. So I have PS4 games on it. So I'll be able to just unplug this drive and plug it directly into my PS5 with nothing else. Now, you can't take the hard drive inside the PS5 and put it on the PS4 and then put it in an external case and plug it to the PS5. No, the PlayStation 5, you know, PlayStation 4 has the OS information onto that hard drive. So you will not be able to just, you know, take it and plug it into an external. So just note that. But the external drive doesn't have all that extra data on there, so you can just basically take the PS4 drive and plug into the PS5 and then play the games. PlayStation Plus members can sync PS4 games saves through the PS5. So if you're a PS Plus member, which most of you guys probably are, you know, the game saves will automatically sync. Transferring game saves between the PS4 and PS5 is a developer's decision. So note, guys, a lot of stuff, especially with the charges and stuff like that, guys, it's going to be developer decision. Now, Microsoft had took it upon themselves, you know, say that, see, people didn't really talk about this much, but they came on and say, well, you know, the PlayStation, you know, they're not being consumer friendly because Microsoft said every game's going to be a free upgrade. That is completely false. Microsoft says their games, Microsoft Game Studio games, will have a free upgrade. You know, they didn't say every single game. You know what I'm saying? So third-party games is still going to be up to the developers. Second parties may be into developers, and heck, even first-party games from Microsoft, you might see that too, because I know for sure that Sony's going to be charging for some of the games. And again, if you want the upgrade, guys, it's just like when you upgrade your cell phone. So I went from my Note to my Surface, right? So I didn't get a free upgrade for this guy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a free upgrade for this. You know, when I left this phone, or I'll even do you one better. When I have, because I still have it on my desk for some stupid reason. I think I was going in my closet testing stuff. When I went from my Note 8 to my Note 9, I actually had to pay the rest of my contract out on this one because I didn't have the next program in order to get this phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, stuff is not free, guys. I'm not sure why people want the game stuff to be free. I understand, I hate paying for everything, but that's life. You know, what else are you going to do about it? It sucks, but it's life, you know? All right, guys, let's move on. We have the games. There are some games that will not be playable on the PS5. These are the only games that's not going to be compatible with the PS5. Let's look at that list for a minute. Tell me, guys, for those of you that plays PlayStation, if any of these games are very, very important to you to carry over from your PS4 to your PS5. I doubt anybody who's going to be worried about these games. So here's some of the games. So DWVR, which is a VR title, Afro Samurai 2, Revenge of Kuma Volume 1, T-Owls of a Man, Ride on the Edge 2, Just Deal With It, Saddle Complex Remastered, Robinson the Journey, Resing, Hitman Go Definitive Edition, Sadwin, and Joe's Diner. Half of these games I haven't even heard about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't even heard about some of these games, so it's like, man, like, that's a very, very short list. Every other game's gonna be compatible with the PS5. Good job, Sony. See, Jania Wire just says, I don't think anybody will care about those games. I doubt. I mean, really? We got a game called Joe's Diner. If you so in love with Joe's Diner, you don't want to get a PlayStation 5, you got other issues in your life. Like, really, I ain't never even heard of this game. Like, I'm not trying to knock nobody, you know. This is probably like an independent, but it's like, you know, just keep your PS4 and then get the, you know, PS5. But this is what, a total of 10 games, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 games. So these 10 games are the only games that you will not be able to play on the PS5. Every other game, every AAA title, every AA title, every A title, every other title in between, you will be able to play on the PlayStation 5, guys. So again, good job.
Okay!
Cool, guys? That's that. Let's go on to our last subject. So, this beautiful beast of a system here has recently gotten a teardown. You know? So, a lot of people's been begging for a teardown. People just losing their mind. And I understand everybody's staying at home. It's COVID. You can't really go out like you used to. You can't enjoy stuff like you used to. And people are just, you know, they're salivating out their mouth for some new news, especially gaming. Gaming is one of the biggest industries that we have right now, guys. Bar none. There's not even a question about it, you know? So, Sony, you know, came out and did a teardown. So, let's go ahead and watch the teardown. How about it? Here we go. Oh, and by the way, your boy, let me go back to the screen real quick. Let me go back to this screen. Just to let you guys know, this teardown was in all Japanese. I woke up for you guys early this morning, about 6 o'clock a.m. this morning, you know, and did overdubs in English. Piece for piece in English for you guys. So you can get this in English. Okay? So, holla at your boy. Tell me how much you guys like the Keyse review in the chat. Because I put in work for you guys, man. Alright? Anyway, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get to the video. Here we go, guys. This is PlayStation 5. At 144 millimeters wide, 390 millimeters high, and 260 millimeters deep, the size is larger than that of the PS4, but resulting in dramatic improvement in performance in the terms of processing power and quietness. The front has a USB Type-C port and a Type-A port with high-speed USB support. The rear side has two Type-A ports with super speed USB support, a LAN port, an HDMI port, and a power port. The two rows on the front sides are air vents. The entire rear side are exhaust ports. I will now remove the base. When placed vertically, it is held in place by this screw. Removed screws can be stored in the base. Then use this cap to plug the screw hole. Rotate the stand when placing it on its side. Insert the stand in line with this mark. The right panels on both sides can be removed by the user themselves. Lift the back corner and slide it off. For the other side as well, lift the back corner of the panel and slide it off. This is where the cooling fan is built in. The fan is capable of drawing in a lot of air from both sides. The PS5 has 2 dust catchers in these 2 locations. The dust collected in the dust catcher can be vacuumed out through these 2 holes. For future storage expansion, the M2 interface with the PCIe 4.0 support is installed. I will now begin teardown of PlayStation 5. Removing the fan. The console is equipped with a large 120mm diameter, 45mm thick, double-sided air intake fan. I will now remove the casing. This is the Ultra HD Blu-ray drive unit. The drive unit is completely covered with a sheet metal case and mounted with 2 layers of insulators to reduce drive noise and vibrations when the disc spins. Next, I will disconnect the cable leading to the Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1 antenna. Removing the shield. The CPU has 8 cores and 16 threads and runs at up to 3.5 GHz. The GPU is driven at up to 2.23 GHz and delivers 10.3 teraflops. For its memory, we have installed 16G DDR6 that delivers a maximum bandwidth of 448 GB per second. For its storage, we have utilized an onboard 825 GB SSD instead of an HDD. With the custom SSD controller, read speeds are as fast as 5.5 GB per second at raw data transfer rates, which significantly reduces the load time of the games. The PS5 SoC is a small die running at a very high clock rate. This led to a very high thermal density in the silicon die, which required us to significantly increase the performance of the thermal conductor, also known as TIM, that sits between the SoC and the heatsink. The PS5 utilized liquid metal as a TEM to ensure a long-term, stable, high cooling performance. We have spent over 2 years preparing the adoption of this liquid metal cooling mechanism. Various conceivable tests has been conducted during its adoption process. This is PS5's heatsink. Like the PS3 and PS4, it uses a heat pipe. However, the shape and airflow has made it possible to achieve the same performance as a vapor chamber. This is its power supply unit, rated at 350 watts. What you see here are all the parts of the PlayStation 5.
PlayStation.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. I love seeing stuff getting broken down, guys. You guys know, for my day job, I completely tear down vehicles, and well, not completely, but you know, take them apart, put them back together all day. That stuff, I love seeing that stuff, man. I really do love seeing that stuff, you know. And to see the PlayStation, and I'll probably break down some slides maybe for next week's show. You know, we'll see how my week goes. But you know, to see this, the usable, you know, the sides that we can just take apart. You know what I'm saying? And I think, if I wasn't mistaken, let me see if I can go back real quick. Let me mute the audio on this guy real quick. To have these sides be taken off by the user, you know, and then you have the SSD right here. And the SSD, like, because everybody's wondering, where do you put this SSD? At first, I didn't think a way that there was going to be any way that you could take apart the sides and stuff like that. Excuse me, but you know, you see this right here, and you can fit a 80 millimeter SSD right there. You know, and the cool thing is that we're seeing, and another thing that I might have to do for next week is that we're seeing, you know, manufacturers pop up that's saying that the SSD drive should be compatible for the PS5. Now, on that note, I will probably wait for Sony to actually say if it's compatible, but it's nice to know that, you know, we have options already. You know, it's nice to know that there's already manufacturers that's already like testing stuff, you know. So hopefully we'll be good, man, and we'll see all that stuff. And going back to those sides, man, I can just see like somebody coming out with some different color skins. Like, a lot of people say they want a black. That's going to be your way to get a black PlayStation 5, guys. Take out the skins, take off the sides, and you get a black cover. Or somebody's going to paint them. I know somebody day one going to paint them covers. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is definitely going to paint them covers. But like, it's neat how they did all this stuff, you know? Like, taking it like piece by piece. The dust, like, this was one thing I wasn't expecting, was these dust holes. So basically the dust would collect up in here, and then you just use a vacuum and vacuum it out, you know? So, and you're gonna have dust because you can see how big these holes are, especially for this unit. And this actually, you know, I didn't even notice this earlier today. And let me go to a good spot. Let me see. So if you guys look right here, these fans are going to be basically the intake for this fan right here. These this grill. So you see that, how it's all around? So this grill is going to be able to provide air for the fan to suck up. And then you can see the SSD right here. And now here's the thing, and they was talking about earlier today in the show, we was talking about it, how the Xbox Series X was hot and the SSD was hot. That because it was in the back of the system. So when you think about it, a lot of the air is being pushed to the back or to the top. With this guy, it's going to go through the SSD. You know what I'm saying? It's going through the SSD and through the processor and everything like that. So that was actually a smart design decision by Sony right there. So then we have the holes, the SSD cover. So let's actually pause. Let's go back a little bit so you guys can see the slots. So you can fit 4 different sizes of SSDs right here. So I think that's going to be a 30 millimeter, 42 millimeter, 60 millimeter, 80 millimeter. Most people's going to be doing the 80 millimeter. That's pretty much the standard. Sometimes when you're dealing with like a 42 millimeter, not all of them will have like a DRAM chip on it. So it won't be as good as catching and stuff. So it might not be compatible with the PlayStation 5, or might not perform as good, or so forth. I'm also wondering if even if the ones that doesn't like just work with the PS5 games just off the top, if you can still store it. That'll be a good question to ask. So maybe I'll do some work and ask some people around the internet. Maybe try to reach some people that's directly tied to Sony and ask them about that. But that just brought up another question as I'm just going through the video. So of course he takes off some stuff, and then you see the fan. That's a pretty big fan. That's almost as big, 10 millimeters short from the Xbox Ones, because the Xbox is going to be 130 millimeter. This is 120. 120. I got multiple 120s in my workstation right now, so that's good that it has on PlayStation. Good beefy fan. And then you see him, taking out the Ultra Blu-ray drive right here, Ultra HD Blu-ray, and then the rest of the stuff. And then one thing I would like to point out too, as oh yeah, he got the vibrator. This is another good idea. This was a problem that the Xbox 360 had. There was no vibrators, dampening material inside of the drives. But you can see right here, they was taking apart like the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi 6 antennas. Now, the Xbox Series X or S does not have Wi-Fi 6. It has Wi-Fi 5, which is Wi-Fi 5 is the standard. But if you're looking to get better performance, especially with the newer game systems, especially with these new servers they're going with the Microsoft Azure servers and stuff like that. Like if you're wireless, if you can't get a connected connected through LAN, and you have to go Wi-Fi, this is going to be the next best way to connect. The downside of the Xbox is that you don't have that option unless you go through an Ethernet cable and add another adapter to it for Wi-Fi. I used to do that for my PS2 back in the days when I was downstairs playing all the time and stuff like that. So another thing I would like to point out is that you can see this what you call the APU. So the APU has both the Zen 2 and RDNA 2 graphics card in here, so you have your CPU and GPU and some of your IO in here, so this is the guy. This is basically your brains of the system right here. This is the brain, you also got, as we go further down, 16, and they actually got this wrong. If you look on the translation on YouTube, he said 8 is actually going to be 16. So you got about, what was that, I think it's 8 chips. So 2, 4, 6, yeah, 8 chips. So all that calculates up to 16 gigabyte GDDR6 RAM. And then you have your SSD control. So these are your SSDs right here. Okay, those that add up to get you that 825 gigabytes of space. And then the custom IO controller, which really sets all that stuff in play. So note, these are installed using ball grid arrays, so these are not removable at all. You cannot remove the main storage on the PlayStation 5. So if you want to expand, you definitely have to use that secondary slot. Or what you can do is, for the games that you don't really play that much, you can just offload them to a regular hard drive or an external SSD. And then whenever you need it, just put it back onto the main hard drive. You do have that option as well. So let's see, let's go a little bit. And then he took off the shields, and then you can see the liquid. Now this is one thing, and this is part of this extravagant liquid cooling system. So why did my slide change? That's weird. I didn't want that to change. So part of the extravagant cooling system right there, right? So, oh, I know why I changed, because I probably pressed off the thing. But this has, like, you can see, this is like liquid metal, basically. Like, you can even see it, like, as he's moving it around. Let me see. You can see the liquid. Look at that. Ooh. Liquid metal, just like in Terminator, guys. Remember Terminator 2? Liquid metal Terminator? So this is part of that that cooling system, and that's good because especially having the CPU and GPU in one die, this thing's gonna get super hot. This thing's running. No, the PlayStation runs at a higher clock speed than the Xbox Series X, by the way. So to have that, you know, cooling solution to help cool down the PlayStation is a lot easier. It's welcome, definitely welcome, especially because for those of you guys that know, and my system started doing this, and Kevin can attest for this too because his system actually broke because of this. Is that cooling system, man? You know, because these computers, man, they do get hot, and if anybody's running while the PlayStation is that big, guys, look how massive this heatsink is. Just look, guys, that's got to account for over a third of the system right there. Look how big that heatsink is. Microsoft heatsink, I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison next week. Microsoft heatsink ain't nearly as big as this one, man. Not even close. Look how ginormous this freaking heatsink is. And they're saying that this thing is basically working like a vapor chamber. You know, they designed it to work like a vapor chamber, so it just flows out. You know, that thing. Look how bananas that thing look. Like that just looks weird. You know. And then, of course, in Sony Fashion, they fit the power supply in the PlayStation, which Microsoft is now doing with the Xbox Series now. But, you know, you got the power supply that pretty much take up the whole bottom of the PlayStation right there. You know? That's crazy, man. That's some good stuff. That is truly some really, really good stuff, guys, you know. And I'm very, very happy and excited for this system to come out. Only if I can secure a pre-order. I need to get a pre-order on the PlayStation, guys. So hopefully the third round thing is true and I can get a pre-order. I want them to do the email. I might try to email Sony and see what happened to the email pre-order thing that we can buy direct from Sony. Maybe it's still going to come out. We don't know. But it'll be nice to get a pre-order, and I'll do an unboxing and I'll sort it up here on TKR Live, you know. And I can do all that good stuff. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the PlayStation system right there. You know, Return of the PlayStation, baby. I wish I could play that song Return of the Mac, but I will get my booty copyright claimed like crazy. So I cannot play that song, unfortunately, guys. But hey, one of these days we might can be big enough where we can do some of that stuff, you know. So, but that's pretty much what we got today, guys. That's pretty much the show. So let me go ahead and turn on some music. Anybody got any questions about anything real quick before we log off the show? You know, really good, you know, so you guys get more info. Almost blew out our ears just now. Not muscle memory. But yeah, all that stuff is good, guys. Like, I'm happy that Sony gave us so much info. Like, I didn't even have really a lot of time to look at a lot of car stuff this week because it was just so much info. And there's still more info I didn't go over with the PlayStation guys. So maybe I'll try to add that next week. But yeah, it's just so much good stuff. It's coming out pretty soon, and it's gonna be awesome come in a few short weeks, you know. And we're seeing the top companies, you know, Sony, AMD, Intel, Microsoft, Apple, like all these companies coming out with some good stuff for us, man. So I'm very, very happy, you know. Hey, they came out with my Duo, man. I'm loving this guy right here. I can't tell you how much I love this device right here, guys. I mean, more and more each week, this dual screen feature is just like on a mobile device is just amazing to me still. It's like magical, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be real good, you know, to see how we end off this year. And it's gonna be real nice to get my hands on the PlayStation. I'll probably take off. Actually, I have taken off a day. I think it just got approved. I took it off a couple of days off because my birthday's gonna be coming out, and I am planning a Keyse review live birthday episode, guys, on November the 1st. So I am going to be working on my birthday for you guys, streaming this show on the Keyse review. Not only that, we will have an after show that same day. So I will be doing an after show that same day for the Keyse review. Also, if you are a TKR techie, make sure you start hitting up Patreon as a question. So you guys let me know, respond. I'm doing a Ask Me Anything segment that's going to be exclusive for Patreons. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be unveiled to nobody else. So look for that post on the Patreon site on TKR Techie. You know, ask me whatever you want. Ask me a couple of questions and I'll do a video on it. I'll probably start sending some emails and messages out as well. But yeah, make sure you guys give me some questions and stuff like that. It could be about games. It could be about what I'm planning for the future about the show. It could be about me personally, you know, my thoughts on whatever. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to go and ask me on anything. For those of you guys that don't know what the TKR Techie is, basically on Patreon website, I created a fan base, and you can go and support me further by actually subscribing, you know, to the content. And I give you guys extra content. I'll upload videos, even though I haven't did news bites in a while. I will be doing news bites. I've just been so busy doing some other important and really fun stuff, guys, and I can hope I can share some of that. Actually, I will share a couple of things that we are working on in a couple of weeks, so you guys will see, or should I say hear, some of that stuff pretty soon. But I've been super busy. Like, I think the past 3 days I've just been working and sleeping and eat in between. Maybe I barely seen family, haven't seen much TV or anything like that. But we've been working hard. But yeah, so you know, techies, don't forget to go on the Patreon site if you're not already streaming through the Patreon site, and make sure you go ask some questions and stuff like that. If you want me to put your photos up and everything like that, I'll put your photos up by asking questions. I still don't know how I'm exactly to do the format and all that good stuff, but I'm trying to figure it out right now. All that good stuff. Jeanette Rave back. How you guys doing? Jania, thanks for another great show. Thanks for being here. Michelle, Wave, thanks for a fantastic show, Keyse. Thank you for joining Miss Jeanette. Tristan Williams, will we be champions tonight? I am not going to jinx it. No, you're not going to force me into saying if the Lakers are going to win tonight. I am staying quiet. I'm actually, my client invited me to the game tonight, so I'm going to be going to my client's house. I'll probably be leaving actually in a little bit. Probably got to call him. But we're going to have dinner and watch the game tonight because it starts at 4:30. So it will be nice for the Lakers to close it out. But I am not going to say if we're going to win tonight. No, sir. I'm not jinxing it. No. Miami's too good, man. Miami's shown that they ain't no pushovers, man. So, yeah, we're not going to jinx that. But I'm just going to say we're going to be in for a great game today. Hopefully the refs can stay neutral. I did not like the refs in the last game, I can tell you that, man. But, yeah. You know, thanks for joining my show, guys. Again, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the like button if you're watching this show. That really helps for YouTube and everything like that. We're about 61 subscribers right now. We're getting there, man. We're almost at that 100, man. So if you guys see anybody that's be interested in tech news, vehicles, video games, send them to the Keyse Review right here on YouTube. It takes a minute to hit the like button, you know, or should I say a second, a click. And then, you know, share it with somebody else so they can get some news too. And the good thing what I usually do with these shows is that we add chapters after I do the episode, usually, you know, by the end of the day. Most of the time, every now and then I slip, but I eventually goes back and do the chapters, usually by the end of the episode. So that way everybody doesn't have to watch the whole hour, 2 hours. So we got 2 hours with the music. We got 2 hours right now, but you know, you don't have to watch the whole show. You can just click on the subject that's at 10 and go directly to that subject. Yeah, man, it's good stuff. Again, you know, hit the subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notifications. You'll get notified whenever I upload or go live. And I appreciate you guys joining me for the first time if you are new. And like I said, if you want to support me further, hit it. It should be down in the link right there. You hit the for the techies, the Keyse Review techies, and you can subscribe to some extra content. I'll come out with stuff early, come out with some exclusive content, all that good stuff right there. And then also if you're a techie, you can get your name down over here. So you're probably seeing in a little bit that's coming up where it will say a name of a few people that's my Patreons. And my Patreons, I really do appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys supporting me and all that good stuff because it costs money, man, to run this show. Like, it's not cheap. Like the production, especially the way I got it set up, this is really a production for at least like 4 or 5 people. And and I'm the man of one doing everything. So hopefully we'll get there. Kevin helps me out with a little bit of stuff, but I want to eventually start getting him paid up too, man. We want to make this big, and actually you guys can see the techies coming up right here. So let me give a hand clap to the techies that support me every month. So thank you, techies. And of course we got our new tier, the TKR Techie Signature. We're gonna be doing some good stuff with that pretty soon too. So again, thank you everybody. I really do appreciate your support. Of course, if you guys have any questions, hit me up on my social media pages. Social media is going to be coming up right here: Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Love you guys. Make sure you be safe out there. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Social distance, please. Make sure you go vote, guys. Please go vote. Vote. So make sure you guys do that. So be nice to your neighbors, be kind to your neighbors, and I will see you guys next week on the show. This is Marquise. This is the Keyse Review. Peace. Love you guys. One.
By smiling, I go out and spend my money so they can see me styling. I won't let them see how you brought me down.
We're gonna get on down to the morning light. We're gonna fall till the break of day. Everybody come on. Big fun tonight. Yeah, come on. Everybody come on. Big fun tonight.
gonna party with the ladies, y'all. To get to know you, so I could show you that I could mend your broken heart. You could make it a new start if you play your cards right. You'll find love and ecstasy. Big fun, we can have it all, girl. Just say you will. Big fun tonight. Girl, it will be so nice. Big fun, we can have it all, girl. Just say you will. Big fun tonight. Girl, it will be so nice. You can cash your chips in, you know I'll let you win, girl. Make a gamble with your heart. You'll find that my loving is worth more than a dozen that any guy that you would choose. Big fun, we can have it all, girl. Just say you will. Big fun tonight, girl. It will be so nice. Big fun, we can have it all, girl. Just say you will. Big fun tonight, girl. It will be so Big fun tonight, hey, we gonna party down your hall. Big fun tonight, hey, we gonna do it right, yeah, huh. Big fun tonight, hey, we gonna party down your hall. Big fun tonight, hey, we gonna do it right, ladies. Hey, and you love it, hey, gonna party with the fellas tonight, oh yeah.